Marsh Fork Elementary School was a hub of activity, not just for the media, but for many of the first responders. And for many of those personnel, this was a life-changing experience, and they're still dealing with the emotions of that day. Our Lauren Wepler brings us their stories.
The Raleigh County Emergency Operating Center was where the first initial call came into for help at the Upper Big Branch mine.
I think one of my calls was from an official at the mine wanting to redirect some ambulances to a different location. Not in a panic, but you could tell there was a sense of urgency.
The call came in around 4:22 in the afternoon, and for those working that day, it was hard not to wear your heart on your sleeve.
Thinking what all these family members are going through, you know, wondering if their family's alive or not. Sad and heartbreaking and unreal.
But the reality came as Raleigh County was thrust onto a national stage.
And we come into work that day and think it's all going to be a routine day just like every other day, and suddenly we're put on the world media.
We knew it was bad then. When they started calling and the national news is wanting to know, we knew it was really bad.
Workers were pleased with how well everyone worked together to dispatch out about 103 calls to get crews onto the scene.
Just being proud of the first responders, how quickly they got down there and took charge.
For those telecommunicators, it was a day they'll never forget, and a day that has changed all of their lives.
We don't take things for granted. That 911 line rings, and you know it could be something devastating.
Don't take anything for granted. Your family, hug them before they leave.
But just remember, take day and treasure it every day, because life's short. It really is. And those people's lives were cut short.
Makeshift memorials were erected to honor the miners all over Raleigh County and across this region for that matter. But there are efforts to create a pair of permanent memorials to those who died in this mining disaster. The Beckley-Raleigh County Chamber of Commerce hopes to put a marker up on the courthouse lawn with the names of the men who died at UBB. This marker would mirror the one that's already in place at the courthouse for the Eccles mine disaster.
80 years after the Eccles mine explosion, there was a marker placed on the courthouse lawn, which is to the right of the courthouse, and it simply lists the fact that 107 men died. We think we can do better than that. We think we can do it sooner and actually list the names of the men.
The Chamber of Commerce hopes to have the new marker in place by this time next year. We're here in Whitesville. This is the site of a temporary memorial, but this will also be the site of a more permanent marker for those men who died in the UBB disaster. This is the closest city to the UBB disaster site. Coal mining has been a way of life for generations here. That's why a memorial is important to the people of the Whitesville community. Organizers hope to raise the money they need to make a permanent memorial on this site a reality.
Even though there wasn't anyone particularly from Whitesville that was killed in the accident, but the town in itself has accepted the responsibility to make sure that those people's lives are never forgotten.
Organizers for the Whitesville Permanent Memorial hope to raise the money they need to get that permanent memorial erected. Thank you so much for joining us for this special report on the anniversary of the UBB mining disaster. We leave you now with a very special look in remembrance of the miners who lost their lives.